Hey, Mary Kay. No name on this. My question is about Lamar Jackson. Do you think he will come to terms with the Ravens, or if he will look for a deal elsewhere, or will he play under the franchise tag? It sounds like they are not on the same page. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think they're on the same page. And I think it's gotten very tenuous over there. And there's a lot of eyes on that job to see what's going to happen in terms of, will they have an opening at quarterback? Will they make a trade? It almost seems like there's enough bad blood there that you have to wonder if they are not going to part ways. It seems really incredibly hard to believe. We know that John Harbaugh doesn't want that to happen. I'm sure that there are others in the organization that don't want to see that happen. But, it's been a stressful time for both sides. And I think that Deshaun Watson's contract, had a ripple effect on Lamar Jackson. He wants that fully guaranteed contract. He wants that kind of money, or now more. The price has gone up since then. So, if they can't come to some kind of an agreement, then, who knows if they end up trading him and starting over. But it definitely impacts the Cleveland Browns. And who would have thought that when they gave Deshaun Watson that big money, that it would, have this kind of a ripple effect. And we don't know how it's going to turn out yet, but it certainly is having a huge impact on the Ravens.
And it's interesting, too, because it was the Ravens who were, I think they were the most outspoken after the Deshaun contract. Mm-hmm. I know there was grumbling from elsewhere, but the Ravens were they were really outspoken about that contract and the effect it was going to have on them. And, now that we're kind of where we are with this Lamar Jackson situation, it's just really it's surprising because this is a franchise quarterback and you don't expect to see this happen with a franchise quarterback. But, those were sort of red flags that were getting sent up when the Ravens were like, man, I can't believe the Browns did this. They kind of ruined things for everybody, instead of sort of just saying, yeah, we'd be willing to give Lamar Jackson guaranteed money because he's our franchise quarterback.
Yeah, they were not happy about it. And as you mentioned, their owner at the owners' meetings was the most vocal. He was the first to say what many other teams were thinking, that they didn't like it. And, he also, sort of threw in there that he didn't think that Deshaun Watson, who had so many off the field issues at the time, should be the first player in the history of the NFL to receive the fully guaranteed contract. So some pretty strong statements by him back then, but you can bet that Lamar Jackson was listening up. And here we are with the league year about to begin in a couple of weeks, and they don't know what's going on with their quarterback. And it's going to impact the entire, not just the AFC North, but the whole AFC race and potentially, the playoffs and the Super Bowl. I mean, if you have Lamar Jackson, anything can happen. I mean, you could end up taking your team to the Super Bowl. So now, we don't know if the AFC North is going to have, two really good elite quarterbacks and two that are kind of, suspect a little bit, or if there will be three, or what the deal is going to be happening.
Yeah, well, and now Joe Burrow is up for his extension. We'll kind of see how that all goes. The Bengals are not necessarily a team that spends a lot. And I think they made it pretty clear that they are going to get something done with Joe. But, until it happens, who knows? You just never know where these things can go. I don't think any of us imagined this is where things would be with Lamar Jackson. I mean, if you're another team and the Ravens don't use the exclusive tag and they go with the non-exclusive one, which is the one most teams use, I would imagine there's plenty of teams that would willingly give up 2 first-round picks to sign Lamar Jackson away from Baltimore and probably guarantee him the money he wants.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes a change of scenery is exactly what a team and a player needs. And it sounds to me like right now, it almost feels like they both need that. It's tense there. It's definitely tense. I've talked to a few people, and it's kind of dicey. So there are some situations going on, QB situations going on around the league where, perhaps they can explore other alternatives and try to figure something else out. But This one is kind of hanging in the balance, and people are waiting to see where it's all going to go.
Okay, last one. This is an easy one.